The force of gravity is a force created by gravity. The force of gravity is a force created by gravity.
According to the general theory of relativity, gravity is not a force. There are no gravitational fields. Gravity is kind of an illusion.
The force of gravity is a force created by gravity.
According to the general theory of relativity, gravity is not a force.
The force of gravity is...
You are so dumb. Damn.
And we're off. As usual, if you'd like to support this channel, there are PayPal and Patreon links in the info box below. Back at it again. Oh, boy. Turns out we have the biggest vomit-worthy, delusional, Dunning-Kruger, degenerate, reprobate ass clown on tap. You know him. There he is. Sorry, I don't sound excited. I get a feeling this is going to be aggravating. But I told you guys that I'd be back, and I had to do it. I'm going to take one for the team. All right, let's see. Let's get a radio check first. Am I coming in good out there, guys? Radio check 1 2 1 2 1 2. Radio check. Lost 3. This is lost 1. Are you lost 2 over? Give me a 5x5 so we can start rolling. Take your time. Thanks, Arvin. Right, all right. What are we gonna do? Wait for a couple more people to get in here. Hopefully there's some more that'll fall on in here. Probably late. Thanks, Lumpy Gas. Got it. Got to get on, getting on. Let me take a look at this. We are at 40 minutes and 17 seconds where we dropped off the last time. That went on for 2 hours, and I started at 23 minutes, so it looks like we're not going to finish. We're not even going to get close to finishing this today. It looks like every 10 minutes of this video is an hour of evaluation by me. It's just that sounds about right. Oh, Kim, what's up, Kim Arwin, YouTube? Hey, guys. Yep. Divergent Droid, appreciate it. Yeah, we'll roll on into it here in a couple minutes. Let's wait for a few more people to fall in here. Maybe there won't be tonight. Maybe everyone's sitting down, having a glass of wine, or with their significant other, just relaxing on this cold holiday evening. Could be romantic. It's a little chilly outside. I think it's chilly pretty much everywhere. Well, maybe not, in the tropics. I think I was talking to, no, I wasn't talking to anyone. I was listening to somebody from Australia. They said it was pretty chilly where they were at, so you get the idea. But they're slowly jumping in here. Kim Hopkins, that Dean Odo and Greg Locke debate is going. Oh, that's right. Yeah, it's supposed to be going on. Do you think that's where a lot of people are? Why would they want to go there and not here? This is a lot more fun. Yeah, romantic, Kim. Yes. Yes, it could be a romantic holiday evening for some. Yes. Like I mentioned before, I don't feel the need to fill every open air space with noise. I kind of like it being open a little bit. I guess they have a phrase for those, like uncomfortable silences. Is that what it is? I kind of like them. No pressure, man. I got no pressure on me. Is it your birthday today, Kim? Destroy this FT. He's going to do it himself. I'm not doing anything. I'm just pointing out the nonsensical bullshittery. I'm sure most can do it on their own. It's 40 in Lake Forest. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I wanted to shoot today. I was sitting here waiting. The weather forecast. I didn't look at the weather forecast yesterday for today. I looked at it the day before, and I just had it in my mind. And I was sitting there. They said it was going to be 56. So I said, okay. I woke up this morning. It was in the 30s. I said, that doesn't look good. And cloudy, right? I said that the sun's at least got to get through to kick the temperature up, right? So I sat here most of the morning. Now, I did go look at the forecast. They had dropped it from 58 to 51. I said, this is not good. Because 50 is my cutoff. 50 and 5 mile an hour winds or below. That's my cut. So I sat here all day, cloudy, got to 12 noon, 42. Got to 12:30, 1 o'clock, 42. It was still cloudy, dude. I said, this isn't going to happen. And what I'm looking for is for the time frame between like 1:30 and 3:30. That's like that's the warmest part of the day. Yeah, it didn't work out. It stayed 43, and then it got to 44 like at 2 o'clock, and it just stayed there. I said, yeah, it was over. Couldn't do anything. Sure, you guys wanted to know that. So I'm going to shoot for tomorrow. I think they said it was supposed to get to 53, but they said it was partly sunny. Yes, but the wind was 9 mile an hour. I don't know, man. I don't know. That might be too much. So we'll have to see. All right. There's not too many people piling in here. I don't know why. I mean, this is prime cut right here. It ain't going to stop me. I'm not scared. I'll just go on with my bad self without just leave. I'll just do it myself. It's almost cathartic in an aggravating way. What else is going on other than that? Oh, I was on mute. How long have I been on mute? The whole time? Have I been on mute the whole time? Somebody answer me. About 3 minutes. I was hoping that I wouldn't screw up of putting everything on screen. I've just been talking to myself for about 3 minutes then, right? Why didn't you guys say something? Oh, about 2 minutes. That helps. Thanks, Betty. Appreciate it. Well, how did that go on? I had to do that purposely. Now, you listened to the beginning. You heard me in the intro, right? Can I get a yes? Did you hear the intro? Not the music, but me. Or not the intro, but me. Yes? Do you guys hear me? Shut up, Kim, and answer the question. Can somebody please answer the question? Oh, brother. What's the last thing I said that you heard? Did you hear me after the intro? You know, after the intro went down, did you hear me say, you know, welcome everyone to the show? Did you hear that? Thanks, the Virgin Joy. Appreciate that. How about this? And we're off. If you want to support this channel, you know what to do. So we're good. All right. Thanks, Betty. You saved me. See, I would have had to hit that. My mic must have did that all by itself. That's never happened before. Unless I hit, I couldn't. I muted myself locally. I mean, it's a local mute. Right? Right there. It's just a button. I don't know what the hell happened. Well, we're safe. I didn't say anything important for the last couple minutes anyway. I was just trying to get some logistical stuff squared away, so. So we're back to the vomit-worthy, largest vomit-worthy, delusional Dunning-Kruger degenerate reprobate ass clown. We all know who he is. That's what we're going to do. Let's kick it off, man. I don't want to delay this too much longer. Let me get my act together here. Boom. Look at that. I even got the screen over there right. All right, we ready? We're going to start off somewhere in the vicinity of where we left off. It probably should be exactly. Here we go.
Expect.
Oh, that's too low. 1 second.
Not only that, but we can move to modern times and look at the LIGO experiments, which all
LIGO experiment? That's not a scientific experiment. LIGO is not an experiment at all. Zero. You don't have a viable dependent variable. That is naturally observed phenomenon with LIGO. And you don't know what LIGO is. You wouldn't know the difference between LIGO and an ego.
also match 100 the predictions of the world.
There are no predictions here. Scientific predictions are hypotheses. There is no hypothesis with LIGO. None. You don't even have a dependent variable, let alone an independent variable. Right? Because you have to have a natural phenomenon. Unless you're walking outside and kicking around interferometers, this isn't worthy of natural science. Simple as that. You're a dumbass.
Of space time, or
how much is the fringe shift? How much is the fringe shift?
No, you shouldn't see, Caleb. No. You think that he knows something about this topic, right? You need to start off the ground basics, right? Don't give him anything. Let him tell you, right? Because he doesn't know that there's interferometers there. So when you say fringe shift, that's why he's like, uh-oh. Look on his face, dude. I'm telling you, he doesn't know. If you would have brought up Egos, he would have been, yeah, that's it. Yeah, the syrup and the butter, yeah. Right. That's what I mean. Don't tell him that. Now he's going to start stepping and fetching, doing the idiot Elmer Fudd Sophist two-step. Well, I'll guarantee it.
How much is the fringe shift at LIGO?
Of what? Of the
Of
fringe shift
what?
light?
Of what? He said, how much is the fringe shift? And you're saying, of what? I'm telling you, Caleb, he doesn't know that there's interferometers there. He has no clue. He just skank and file parrots the company headline. That's it. That's all he's got. Now, watch out. Because remember, we identified him getting the feed over here. It's on this side, right? And then his wiki Google search engine's over on this side. So let's see what happens here. Watch him closely.
LIGO within
He just snuck a peek over there. You low down piece of shit. I'm serious, man. This is pathetic. And then we have an absentee landlord, the dickless one over here, not going to do anything. At least he's looking up now, but he's not doing anything. Unbelievable.
Lasers?
Yeah.
How much is it?
Within the margin there.
You can't within the margin of error. What's within the margin of error? He doesn't know. He's just pulling this out of his ass. If it's within the margin, he's so stupid. If it's within the margin of error, whatever it is, then newsflash, nothing fucking happened. Because it's within the margin of error of the interferometers. That's how stupid he is, folks. I mean, he's a stone cold dumbass. Unbelievable. There he goes, putting his head down again. Jaron, the dickless one. Yeah, this guy doesn't have a clue, Caleb.
That's not an answer. Can you give me like a size? Like, can you give me a measurement of how much the laser changes? How much?
I'm not sure of the exact amount off by hand, but I remember it's within the margin of error of the machine.
It's back to
So
within
you
the
don't-
margin of error. He doesn't even realize what he's saying, folks. Oh, my God. You booger-eating knuckle dragger. Clown fuck. If it's within the margin of error, then nothing happened. You can't make this up, man. You doofus.
Don't know the amount that the fringe shift happens, but you just believe that it.
No, no. Again, I don't believe anything. I've looked this up and researched this before.
Then why don't you?
You looked this up and researched this. This is your claim. You need to know the pedigree information of it. It's your claim, village idiot. Who, what, when, where, how would be helpful. Right? You have to know something about the egos. This isn't rocket surgery, dude. He's that stupid.
You know.
Because I don't have an eidetic memory. I don't.
Did he go over this shit before about his little eidetic memory horseshit? He's not asking you for an eidetic memory. You made a claim. You brought egos up. That means now you have to support that claim. You at least have to have some pedigree information. I mean, give us a fucking break, dude. Clown.
Remember every single thing I ever look at.
That's not what he asked you. You're trying to Elmer Fudd sophist your way out of it. You're exposed. You're done. Well, of course, you were done at birth, but I digress.
If you're going to provide it as evidence, you should probably remember it. Do you agree?
Yeah, you would think, Caleb, right? I mean, anyone that can fog a mirror should kind of already know that. Craig has some problems with that. I'll bet you it takes a fleet of slobber nurses to tie his own shoes looking over at his feed screen. Yeah, he's in trouble now. So what are they going to say? Let's have a listen.
Well-
He was stuck over there for a while. Let's see.
No, because I've got the internet and I can just look it up and show.
Oh, you got the internet, so you can look. Well, you shouldn't have the internet. Hello? The dickless one. He's got the internet. Is that allowed? I mean, is he allowed actively to look on the internet during this debate? We already know he has a feed screen over on this side, right? But you ain't going to do anything about it. You don't even know your own name, do you, dickless? Unbelievable.
Show and get that information for you. Having an eidetic memory.
Here we go, back with the eidetic memory. My God. I don't think it's going to last too long today, folks. I'm almost at break time. Oh, brother.
And remembering every little detail.
Here we go again. He's going to repeat the same horseshit he just said. That's all he's got, folks. Or he's just delaying with the information he got off his feed screen. I don't think he's that smart.
Everything is irrelevant to a conversation like this. Just because you can spout off a bunch of stuff.
Shut up and support your claim, idiot. That's why Caleb's going into convulsions over here. He's still searching for his Tootsie Roll dick.
Proves nothing. The
Okay,
evidence
well,
that can be presented is the important thing.
You haven't done anything. That's the important thing you haven't done yet. You're lucky he gave you phase shifts, because I'm telling you, Caleb, he wouldn't have known there's interferometers there. I will guarantee it. You gave him too much. That's all right. He already exposed himself. This is just a lesson, okay? For the next time. Not up against this moron. Any of them, right? Just a lesson. Take notes.
Not memorizing a list of things.
Here we go
I'll
again.
give you your answer. It was the width of a proton.
Which was within the margin of error of the
He said it again. It's within the margin of error again. Okay. Well, that means nothing happened. Thanks. You asshat. He doesn't even realize it. He's that retarded. Unbelievable, folks.
machine.
So how do we know that that laser moved because of the gravitational waves affecting it from black holes? And
He doesn't. He's clueless. He doesn't know. Black holes. Stop sending me messages. Damn. Happy girl. Hey, there's another one. I'll catch your messages later. Where were we at? 3 of them. Stop doing that. Where were we at with this doofus? Oh, he's unable to support his claims and he doesn't know there's interferometers at Ego? Shocking.
not something like magnetism. How do we isolate gravity in that apparatus?
In the apparatus. Isolate gravity in the apparatus. First of all, we want to know what gravity is. In this particular case with LIGO, they're gravitational waves, or gravy waves, I used to call them, right? You have to not only isolate the gravy waves, they're your independent variable, even though this isn't science, right? But in your weird paradigm, we're looking for the cause of the fringe shift with the interferometers at LIGO. So we got the fringe shift, the width of a proton, which you said was within the margin of error of the machines. But the independent variable here, or the cause for your dumbass, is gravity waves. Now, see, there's 3 criterion needed for an independent variable. Number 1, it must first exist. That's going to be a hard barrier for you to overcome with this. Number 2, it's the supposed cause. And number 3, you must be able to vary and manipulate it. So you must show gravity waves' existence, show us, and then you must manipulate those gravity waves. You think it's going to happen, folks? Unbelievable. Also, gravity waves. Are gravity waves, are they like physical waves? I know that's somewhat redundant. That's a good question, isn't it? Are gravity waves physical waves? Are there non-physical waves? Sorry, I digress. Those are good questions, though. Remember that shit, Caleb.
How do we do that, Greg?
Again, we make a prediction. This is
No, you don't make predictions. There aren't, first of all, this isn't science. You don't have a naturally observed phenomena. Number two, predictions don't isolate things. That's non sequitur. It's nonsensical. It's stupid. You follow their sunshine. So get your head out of your ass and start answering questions, at least with some sensibility.
Here we're predicting that if something happens,
No, that doesn't isolate anything. Predicting something happens, you're an idiot.
Be able to detect that this thing has happened.
No, you're detecting the effect or some effect. That doesn't have anything to do with the cause, you idiot crayon muncher. You can't be this stupid. Yes, you can. You're this stupid. I mean, you're a dumb fuck.
Okay, so it'd be just as bad.
That's why Caleb's has his whole head in his elbow. Because you're a dumbass.
Valid for me to say, it'd be just as valid for me to say that because electromagnetism is a form, light is a spectrum on the electromagnetic, wavelength, right?
No. Light is a form on the electromagnetic wavelength. That's a bit clumsy. No, light is not electromagnetic. You see, photons are neither electric nor magnetic. So they can't be electromagnetic. You follow that? Good. You're that cut of your jib's going down a little bit, Caleb. You better tighten that shit up.
It's essentially electromagnetic radiation,
No, it's definitely not.
right? You would agree.
That's what light is, yes.
Okay, so
No, that's not what it is. That's your wiki parrot. You're just regurgitating horseshit without due diligence or scrutiny. Both of you. You're both guilty.
So how do we know it's not from the perturbation of the magnetic field that's coming from the Earth changing and moving the light? How do we, if we can't decipher that it's gravitational waves or magnetism or electrostatics or some other phenomena of the
Electrostatic.
ether causing the friendship?
And electrostatics and ether. Yes, electrostatics and ether, mainly ether in this particular case, is on the same level as his gravity waves. Yep, you're talking the same thing. You catch that, folks? His ether and his gravity waves are equivalent statements scientifically in this particular case. Remember that.
Cannot ad hocly assume that it's gravitational waves from black holes. Do you see the problem here? If we can just make predictions and say, oh shit.
From black holes. You don't have any predictions, Caleb, because this isn't science. From black holes. The only black hole that exists is between this moron's ears. That's the only one that exists, and it's supermassive.
Well, actually, the gravitational waves do this amount
What are gravitational waves?
of friendship. And I could say, okay, well, actually, the difference in the magnetic field relative to the perturbation source would be different, causing this exact same friendship. Either claims are equally as valid. Is
Correct. Exactly correct. The only way to differentiate them is to do an experiment. Of course, this isn't natural science because there is no observed natural phenomena, so you're both screwed.
exactly what you're saying. So there's no way to prove that the friendships that happen at LIGO are caused by gravitational waves.
Correct. And what are gravitational waves? More importantly, let's go there first. Let's establish they exist first.
right?
Oh, so you're talking about the actual fringe shifts of it detecting, not the, you know.
Yeah, that we're talking about the actual fringe shifts that are detecting gravity waves. Your claim, you numpty dipshit. We're 4 minutes into his claim, and he doesn't know what he's claiming yet. Oh, yeah, that's right. They're within the margin of error. That's how stupid this is. This is dumb fuckery at a new high. Unbelievable.
Normal fringe shifts of it for within the margin of error. Okay, sorry, I was confused by what you meant, the way you phrased.
What the fuck do you mean you were confused by what he meant? Look, he didn't mean anything. It's your claim. Look, he's getting fed. He's looking over at his feed screen. Yeah. That can't save you. You're exposed already. You're making it worse now. Everyone's already on to you. So it's over. Pathetic.
Phrased it, yeah. So the actual detection of the gravitational waves comes from a prediction.
Gravitational? No. The detection of gravitational waves aren't the prediction. That's supposed to be the dependent variable. But like I said, in this case, there's no natural phenomena observed with egos. So you're screwed. And you're only talking about a potential dependent variable, which it's not. Now, we're looking for the cause, the gravitational waves. You have to show those existing first, dumbass. My God, are you stupid?
When we see something happen, we predict something will happen.
Wait a second. You see something will happen, then you predict something will happen. Why did you need to predict something will happen? You just saw it happen. That doesn't make any damn sense.
And then we test to see if that thing will happen.
Why are you testing to see if that thing will happen? Back to his feed screen. Why are you testing to see if that thing will happen? Because you already seen it happen. Remember before the prediction? This guy is an ass clown, man. I'll tell you what, whoever's feeding you is dumber than you are. Tell you that much. My God, that was stupid.
For you to say, oh, well, it's just as valid as saying it's the perturbations in the Earth magnetic field. Well, that would be something.
Yeah, it is. That'd be something what? It's just as valid, so that'd be something that, what would he have to do?
You would have to substantiate by measuring the
Yeah, he'd have to substantiate it. No, not by measuring. By showing it. Not by measuring the effect of it, by showing it that it exists. You dumbass cracker.
perturbations of the magnetic field of Earth and seeing if they happen at the same time as the measurements of
Not at the same time, not at the same measurements. You're clueless. You're an idiot.
the gravitational waves from black.
What are gravitational waves? And like I said, black holes don't exist. Only that one that's in between your ears. That supermassive black one. We ain't dealing with black holes here, you idiot. We want gravy waves. That's what we want.
Black holes colliding.
Shut
How do
the
you measure
fuck up.
gravitational waves?
That's right. How do you know it's gravitational waves? Back to the feed screen.
Well, LIGO's doing that.
LIGO's not doing that. There's nothing happening at LIGO. There's interferometers at LIGO, EGO. There's not gravity waves there. Somebody call EGO and see if they have gravity waves there. Maybe they have a picture we could show, because he can't support it. Yeah. LIGO doesn't have them.
How is it doing that? How's it doing it?
Measuring the space warping from the
It's measuring space warping. In the LIGO arms, space is warping in there.
gravitational waves, which are traveling out at the speed of light from
They're traveling out at the speed of light, and then they enter the EGO gravity wave. The gravity waves enter the EGO arms, right? You dumb fuck. I say you have some problems with your claim here.
from the large collision of two masses.
Shut the fuck
How is it
up.
measuring the gravitational waves that are coming?
What's
at the speed of
mass?
light? How is it?
What's mass? Two masses. What's mass? Well, if you've seen the previous show, we identified that mass is meaningless. There is no definition of mass. You can't appeal to it.
Laser do that, Craig? How does it do it?
Those gravitational waves warp the
Mhm.
atom.
Which gravitational waves? Which one? You going to show us? You got to show us them first. Here we go with the same. He's going to repeat and regurgitate the same shit he just said. Guarantee it.
That the light travels down the LIGO arms. So
How do you?
when the light goes and comes back, well,
When the light goes and comes back, you're going to have to take it easy with the white paper technical language here, because most of my audience is lost from your dumbass bullshittery. Right? You're a clown, sir. You're an ass clown. Right? You have no idea what ego is.
that we know it takes to get there and back, because light travels at a certain speed in a vacuum.
You don't know that.
And when that
No, you don't. You don't know that. You don't know the one-way speed of light? No one does. Forever illusory, dumbass.
changes, we
And what does that have to do with gravity waves anyway?
do we know what speed light travels in the vacuum? It's 100.
Have we measured the
No, we don't. There we go. Go ahead, Caleb. Get him.
one-way speed of light?
Well, no, we can measure the return speed of light. It's fine.
You can measure return speed. Well, that's one way. Are you that stupid? Do you hear what he said? Caleb asked him, do we know the one-way speed of light? He said, no, we can measure the return speed. Well, the return is one way. You dumbass cracker. My God, are you stupid?
Fine. That's absolutely
Yeah, so if
valid.
it's going in one direction and coming another direction,
Yeah,
how do we know it
the return direction, yeah. That's one way. Not there and back, just the return. Fucking idiot.
didn't go 75% and 25% in the way back? How do we know? How do we decipher that?
mechanism for that to be the case, and it doesn't match.
He's
any
not
other
asking you for a
observational data.
mechanism.
Um,
He's not asking you for a mechanism. So you're answering a question he didn't ask. You're a dumbass.
But excuse me.
But,
We know-
excuse me. You're choking on that. It's stupidity that you're choking on.
The total time for it to take to get there and back, right? The total time is what's important here.
The total time to get there and back, I thought it was the return time. Remember that? You just said that. You just contradicted yourself. Hard.
Not the one-way time, the time there and back. And when that
Yeah, time there and back, but you just said the return time. Just before. Remember when I was laughing at you?
total time changes, matching the predictions of what we
But you don't
expect
have
to
any
happen
predictions.
for-
You don't have predictions here. Remember I told you prediction is a scientific hypothesis. You don't have a scientific hypothesis here. You don't have a dependent variable. Number one, you can't even start. And even if you could start, you don't have a viable independent variable. Remember those 3 criterion I told you about, ass clown? You don't have any of those. You have to show gravity waves first. How many times we got to go over this?
from a collision of large masses like black holes.
Here we go with the massive black holes again. It's just fucking irritating. Moderator, you going to do something about this? Or you keep searching for that Tootsie Roll deck? He's back on his feed screen, folks. Seems like every time I hit pause, he's back on that feed screen. Interesting.
Then that's what it's detecting based on our predictions.
That's what it's detecting based on our predictions. No, it's not detecting anything. You don't have any predictions. How many times I got to tell you that, dumbass?
If you are saying it is from something else, like the perturbations of the magnetic field of Earth, then you would have to substantiate that, like I said,
it, right?
by measuring the perturbations of the magnetic field.
Yeah, you first. You first. Gravity waves. Go. You have to show us gravity waves. Here we go again. How many times did I do this already?
Of Earth, and seeing that that coincides with the fringe shift
bullshit.
detected in LIGO, which matches the
Ego. It's ego to you.
predictions of gravitational waves.
Okay.
Gravitational waves, you have to show those. When you going to get to that? It's your claim, dumbass.
So How do we isolate that gravitational waves are causing the friendship in the interferometry equipment at LIGO? How do we isolate it?
Ego. Exactly. How can you do that? Take a drink. What is that? Cranberry juice? Are you on your period?
You can't just say, like, I hope you realize you saying that, oh, we make a prediction and that prediction is substantiated in reality, so that means my theory is right. If I make the same predictions with electromagnetism or the ether or anything else, and the
Ether. Yeah, see, we're back on the same shit again. We're just going round and round. Yes, your ether and his gravity waves, which are going through, are on the same level. They're same standing. Yes. Got that exactly right. You're both exposed.
predictions match the math that I create for the observation, my theory is
No, there are no mathematical predictions. That's nonsensical, not in a scientific method.
equally as valid as yours. You have to isolate. You have to isolate the independent variable
Correct.
to show that gravitational waves are affecting laser.
No, the gravitational waves exist first. Once we identify and isolate that they exist, then maybe we can see what they affect. But firstly, he has to prove existence of gravity waves. Caleb.
laser equipment in LIGO. You have not done that, so you cannot say that that's proof of the bending and warping of space-time.
Okay, so again, you just said a bunch of things saying, oh, it's equally as valid.
He just said a bunch of things. Yeah, it's equally as valid as your horseshit. Ether and gravity waves have the current same standing. Yeah.
If I have this mass. But the thing is, the mathematical model that you are suggesting,
He doesn't. There is no mathematical model. Mathematical models don't exist. You don't have one. You haven't shown one. Right? Show us a mathematical model. They don't exist. You don't know what models are. I know you don't know what a scientific model is. It's definitely not a mathematical model that doesn't exist and never have existed.
doesn't exist.
Yes,
The
exactly.
mathematical model that LIGO uses that
Ego doesn't use a mathematical model. They don't exist.
shows that it's that it's gravitational waves.
How can math show that something exists? Anyone? Because that's what he just said. So, you idiot crayon munching baltards. I want somebody to show me the existence of a pineapple with just math. I want to see it. Let's see that mathematical model of a pineapple. You fucking clown. This is delusion. No help for this, folks. None. That's some stupid shit you just said.
Does exist, and the predictions
How does it? It doesn't exist from a prediction. You fucking Eejit.
that we can make from that
You're
happen
exposed.
to match the experimental data that
You're
we get.
exposed. You don't have experimental data here. There's no experiments here. For the fifth time? You don't have a dependent variable here with ego. So you don't have a hypothesis. Period. End of story.
From LIGO.
Okay.
And the way that you isolate the gravitation
Here we go. The way that we isolate these gravitational waves are two things. We've already been over this 6 fucking times. It's either a prediction. He in his dumb fuck mind, he thinks he can isolate the existence of something through predictions, just fucking nonsensical, or mathematical models. One or the other. Let's see which one he pulls out this time.
waves is by making a prediction.
Told you.
Of
You can't make this up, folks. This guy's so fucking stupid. This guy, the absentee dickless landlord's not doing anything. We've already been over this 5 or 6 times. Same thing every single time. He'll change it up and say, well, we prove its existence by mathematical models, and then we go back to predictions and, that horse shit. But here we go, round and round.
The thing the gravitational waves will do. If gravitational waves are real and
No, not if gravitational waves are real. See, he's going to give us an affirming the consequent formological fallacy with this. If P, then Q. Q, therefore P. That's what he's doing right now, implicitly. Even if he doesn't go all the way through it. Affirming the consequent formological fallacy. Period. Not if gravity waves exist. Gravity waves must exist for your dumbass egos.
Then they will do this to the interferometer experiment. That's what you do. To see
Then they will do this to the interferometers. He thinks the interferometers are experiments. This is some stupid shit, man. This is well below second grade retard. How many times are we going to do this? When he's presiding, it could be 10 more times. I'm sorry about that, folks, unless you want me to skip.
if that happens based on your prediction. You isolate other things like electromagnetism by measuring to see if there's electromagnetic interference. You
don't isolate things by measuring effects. That's not how you isolate things, you dumbass cracker.
By putting the LIGO in massive vacuum chambers.
What's that going to do?
The thing that you are not isolating.
The thing that you're not isolating, I can't wait for this,
is the thing that you're testing for. You're seeing if
is the thing that you're testing for. The thing you're not isolating is the thing that you're testing for. That's some stupid shit, man. Did you get that off your feed screen? Good Lord, I hope so. I hope you did. He just dreamed it up, didn't he? Unbelievable.
Matches the predictions. That's
you don't have any predictions.
I mean,
that's the test for it.
With all due respect,
he's stupid ass, man.
I don't know if you've ever performed a scientific experiment.
Oh, now he's gonna play this game. You most assuredly never have. You don't know what an experiment is. You don't know what a scientific hypothesis is. You don't know what a scientific prediction is. You don't know what a dependent variable is. And you don't know what an independent variable is. You're a putz. A dumb fuck putz. That's what you are.
You seem to be getting the person slightly backwards.
Backwards? You're not even fucking... You're doing a reverse stuff moron. He's not doing anything. It's your claim.
I don't think you have either. So you saying that just because it matches the predictions...
Just because what matches the predictions? The margin of error
does not substantiate whatever fairy tale you're trying to produce to the audience, okay? So saying that, oh my gosh, the lensing of the gravitational waves.
No, there's no lensing here with gravitational waves. That's gravitational lensing. Gravitational lensing in their fairy tale paradigm is different from gravity waves. Caleb. Just tighten your shot group up a bit and drop that ether nonsense.
Cause the interferometry equipment to move one width of a proton. Nobody has any videos of this. No, you haven't seen it in real life. You haven't gone to LIGO and seen this. You're just a bunch of people in white coats that have produced
it. It wouldn't matter anyway. It's not an experiment. It wouldn't matter anyway. He's got to show gravity waves. Period. And then he's got to manipulate them.
Information to the public. You're just reading it and regurgitating it. So I think this is becoming circular. I think that I've made it very obvious that
you think
if I did create a model.
Go on pause when I hit pause. What the hell is that? YouTube. I lost my train of thought. Son of a bitch. Come on, hello, wake up.
Of a prediction from electromagnetism or some type of ether effect, and it validated.
There he goes back on the. This fucking thing is gonna piss me off already. I can already see it. You back on your ether nonsense. It's just taking away the cut of that jib, dude. You need to tighten that shot group. Although I have to thank you when you were comparing and contrasting ether with his gravity waves, because conceptually they're the same. They're on the same standing. So that's a good one. Other than that, you need to drop that shit, man.
By observation and showed the fringe shift at LIGO to be the exact same, my theory would be equally as valid as yours. Not
your speculation. This isn't a theory. Your speculation is on equal footing with this idiot's parroted speculation.
Proving that the bending and warping of space-time exists.
There's the thing, Caleb. If that existed, and
if your gravity waves existed, you have to show your gravity waves. Hell, at least he can show magnetism. Show gravity waves. Idiot.
If you could make predictions based on that model.
Here we go. You don't make predictions off models. I don't know where you got that shit from. Citation, please. And then define a scientific model. That ain't ever going to happen. He's just making shit up.
That existed and perform experiments based on that prediction.
You don't know what if he did perform any experiments, you would have no clue that he did, because you don't know what an experiment is. It's already been demonstrated. Do you know what demonstrated is? We're not just saying it. It's been demonstrated. You're clueless.
Predictions there, then you'd have a point. But it doesn't exist.
What doesn't exist? Gravity waves don't exist.
It never has existed.
They never have existed, correct?
With all due respect, I don't think you're going to come up with an...
With all due respect, dipshit. What a clown, man.
Entire mathematical model that explains everything.
Mathematical model. Here we go back with mathematical models again. Did you get that pineapple mathematical model yet to show its existence? Clown.
Including the detections that LIGO make.
That's the effect. We're focusing on a cause. You have the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable. You do-licking fungus muncher. How many times are we going through this?
All you've done is you've not understood. You demanded in our X conversation that it be based on the scientific method.
This has nothing. Egos have nothing to do with the scientific method. You don't have a dependent variable for like the 18th time. You don't have a hypothesis. This isn't science. Where's your gravity waves, dipshit?
But you seem to be ignoring the scientific method.
You're not either. Exactly. Yeah, you both aren't. Exactly. You got it, Caleb.
Using the scientific method.
Hypothesis, experiment, analysis. That is
That's incorrect. The hypothesis is correct, but you said observation is the first step. That's not the first step in the scientific method. We've already been over this. Natural from observed. Okay? Can we get through this?
The scientific method you learn in high school. Did
he say method? I'm going back. Let's watch those idiot lips of his.
Analysis. That is the scientific method you learn in.
That was too fast. One more time. Sorry, folks.
Hypothesis, experiment, analysis. That is the scientific method you learn.
Oh, he said yeah, I seen it. His lip curl in. He said method. You dumbass cracker, man. You illiterate sumbitch. Unbelievable. So we got through. We got methods. What else we got? Anything else? Any of you guys pick up on anything else? Dudes, man, if they circle jerk one more time, I'm going to have to take a break.
In high school. You make a prediction.
No, you don't. That's not the first step. You don't even know what a scientific prediction is. First step is observe natural phenomena for the 19th time. You don't got one here with ego.
from your hypothesis.
What? You don't make a prediction from the hypothesis, you dumbass cracker. The prediction is the scientific hypothesis. See what we got here. Here, see, there we go. Let's just end you. Well, you were already ended in the last presentation, so we'll just dance on your grave here. You see, scientific hypothesis from Colorado State. Scientific hypothesis. A special kind of prediction. You see, this and that are the same. Scientific hypothesis is the prediction, like I've been trying to fucking tell you. All right? It forecasts how the independent variable will affect the dependent variable. You see, prediction and forecast, beforehand, and prediction. That's a scientific hypothesis. From Anne-Marie Helmenstein, PhD, Biomedical Sciences. A hypothesis is a prediction. It is that. You're finished. Again, from Anne-Marie, Kristen McClellan. Hypothesis contains a prediction. Yes, it is the prediction. The first blank is the dependent variable, which you don't have here in Ego. It depends on what you're doing in the second blank. And the second blank, number 2, is the independent variable, or your cause. You manipulate it to get a reaction. So, you have to show gravity waves exist first, and then you have to manipulate them to show that there's some type of effect at Ego. I mean, it's not science, but at least it'll demonstrate that you're aware of what an independent variable might be. You dumbass cracker. Like I said, they circle jerk again. I got to take a break.
And then
No,
you
observe a natural phenomena.
Ooh, nice move. Exactly. You observe a natural phenomenon. He corrected you.
You observe a natural phenomena. Just because you made a prediction and said, if
what's the natural phenomena in LIGO? Let's see. Let's see if I can get one out there. I'm going to take a break, man. You know they're going to circle jerk again. Yep, I'm on break. Can anybody give me the natural phenomena at LIGO? Hey, what's up, Chow Young Cat? Good to see you again. Happy holidays. You trying to expose numpties that think a citation is cherry picking, they expose themselves. Yeah, you like how that works. They do my work for me. I love it when that happens. Yeah, I got to take a break, man. They're circle jerking too much. My water situation. Oh, I'm down half a cup, and this is a big cup. Yep, there's no natural phenomenon with egos. Got that right. Let me go fill up my water jug right here. I'll be right back. Smoke them if you got them. Shouldn't be smoking anyway. All right, you guys still out there? Oh. I am not looking forward to pulling this back up. I have to admit. You know what's going to happen. They're going to circle jerk here for another... How long do you think they're going to do it? 10, 15 minutes? Oh, boy. All right, I'm not on mute. Get the screen back going. There you go. Let's go in and put her over here right now so I don't get any Skype calls. Let's go back and do the same thing again.
If gravitational lensing happens like this...
Gravitational lensing has nothing to do with the situation. He's talking about gravity waves. All right, it's good to stay on topic and to be precise, Caleb.
And LIGO would move this much does not substantiate the gravitational waves exist in the form of affecting laser.
Exactly. No, that they don't exist. That doesn't have anything to do with their existence. That's an alleged effect, not the cause. Duh.
Equipment. You have not substantiated it. The audience, I think we'll leave it up to the audience. It's very obvious that if we...
Oh, the audience already knows. We known about this for last, I don't know, whenever you started. the first words out of his mouth, remember? Margin of error. And you gave the game away by telling them there were actual lasers down there at Ego. You'll get better at it after you'll realize that they don't know dick. They're just surface puke parroting.
We did create a mathematical framework that exactly replicated the fringe shift that we see in LIGO, then we could have equally the amount of same validity.
It's not a mathematical framework. Fringe shifts aren't mathematical frameworks. I'm sure you could do some math on the fringe shifts, like measuring the shift. But a fringe shift is a fringe shift. What the hell? Is he Jedi mind tricking you? Don't let that happen.
To our theory. So you've in no way, shape, or form validated that space-time is a fourth dimensional fabric that can be bent, affecting light or affecting lasers.
Right, it can. They're concepts. Concepts can't be bent. Give me another minute, folks. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. Here we go.
I just want to make that very obvious to the audience.
You can make that claim, but the experiment...
You don't have an experiment here. Like I said, we're going down the same stupid road. There's not every time you say in the experiment, you expose yourself. Mae West is in the corner blushing. So go on.
Does validate that position.
No,
That's what the experiment does. Well, you can say it doesn't, but...
Experiments don't identify existence what is questions. They don't do that. It's a category error, you dumbass cracker. The scientific method only adjudicates natural cause and effect suppositions. The hows and the whys, not the whats and the ises. You have to demonstrate existence outside of the scientific method, you idiot. Good God.
Nuh-uh has no...
Oh, my God. There's no help. No frontal lobotomy, nothing. Nothing. That wouldn't help. I don't know if I'm going to make it, folks.
Power here, all right? The experiment is
the
from...
positive...
If you don't...
Hold on.
Hold on.
Hold on.
If you
Let Craig finish. Craig was
Yeah, let Craig finish. He was asking him, Caleb was asking him another question. We were trying to get out of this never-ending circle jerk, but it seems like Dickless has come to save the day. And let Craig the idiot speak. Again, he's going to say the same shit he's been saying for the past 25 minutes. You fucking clown, Jaron. My word.
Answering you. Go ahead,
If you
Craig.
don't like scientific method and the
Oh my God, we don't. If Caleb doesn't like the scientific method, this is the level that we're at here, folks. Just an ass clown that's fucking clueless. And he's going to try to tap dance his way out with his Elmer Fudd sophistry, being fed by some fuckwit behind this screen. It's just a never-ending reel.
outcomes of the scientific method, then please don't demand to base a debate on the scientific method.
Shut the fuck up.
Does the positive claim or the negative claim have the burden of proof, Greg?
Oh, this is a good. I like that question. Very well done. Now, what is he gonna do? Does the positive claim have the burden of proof, or does the negative claimant have the burden? This is a very simple question.
In what context?
In what? He's compromised. In what context? In every context. Every single one. You fucking moron. It's a simple question. Does the positive claimant have the burden, or does the negative claimant or the non-existent claimant have the burden? Very simple question. That has nothing to do with your moron concepts. Little Elmer Fudd sophistry is not going to work. You're just delaying. Let's see if he looks over at his feed screen.
This is basic logic. You don't know? You don't know the answer?
It really
Yeah, you see it? He peeked over there. You see him peek?
does depend on the context.
It doesn't depend on the context. You're a fucking moron. You're just delaying.
Always.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Does the positive claim or the negative claim require the burden of proof? Which one?
It's not always so black and white.
Yes, it is. It's black and white. Yep. There's only one answer. It's black and white every single time, no matter what.
Okay, in what situation does the negative claims have to substantiate the...
Nice move. Nice move. So provide one example where the negative claim has to provide the burden of proof.
burden of proof? What situation? Please name one.
On the context, all right? In general...
Name one.
Doesn't depend on the context, and in general, your ass. Provide the example to support your claim. Jesus.
Right, in general, yes.
Not in general, no. Always. An idiot.
The claim of something would have a burden of proof. But, you know, logic isn't quite as black and white as...
Oh, here we go with black and white again. Yes, it is black and white. Yes. Logic is black and white, you idiot. He doesn't know what logic is either. He has no fucking clue. What a clown.
That when you like do debates professionally.
One
and stuff,
example.
you know,
When you
One example. Where the
what
negative...
does when you do debates professionally have to do with this topic? What does it have to do with this? Nothing. If you would have brought up the license plate number of the color yellow, that would have had just as much relevance to this discussion. You fucking moron.
Negative claim has the burden. One example.
When you're asking someone to prove, like if you've made a claim of something and then someone says, "Oh, that's not true."
Yes, that's what he's saying. Yeah? You're just repeating nothing. And
And then someone says, "Oh, you have to prove that that's not true." Then
no, you don't have to prove that that's not true. You don't have to. That is a fallacy. Number one, it's two fallacies. Shifting the burden of proof fallacy and proving non-existence. You got the double banger fallacy here. You fucking retard.
then you can't prove a negative, or you
The negative is a non-existence claim.
anyway.
Anyway, did you see him stumble? Watch this. I'm gonna five him. Watch this.
Not true, then you can't prove a negative, or you anyway.
Did you lose your train of thought from your incoherent bullshit? Caleb, you got the patience of Job. Look, he's shocked. Oh man, are you going to give us an example where the non-existence claim has the burden of proof? Any day now.
In general, yes, you're right.
Not in general. He's right all the time. Every situation, every context. He's going to say this shit again. He's already said it 3 times. In general. Hey, moderator. Hey, Tootsie Roll Dick. Time to look up and do something here. No? Yeah, we thought so.
Is what I'm saying, right?
Do you have one example, please? One example.
One example, please.
Right. I'm saying in general, you're right.
Oh, God, he's unbelievable. What is it, black and white again?
Okay. So
Okay.
what is...
I want one example where, because you're saying it's.
He wants one example for the 10th time where the negative claim has the burden of proof. This is very easy. 10 times he's asked you. What are you going to do? In general, you know, it's not, logic is not black and white. How much you want to bet, folks? You won't take that bet.
Right.
Sometimes it shifts to the negative side. That is not logic. That is not reproducible.
It's not
Hold on.
quite...
Can I get my point out?
Let's just move on. What is your point?
Oh, no. We're not moving on. Don't do it, Caleb. Hold his idiot feet to the fire.
No. We're not going to just move on from that.
Yeah, I like it. Way to go, Caleb. All right, get him.
I need you to concede that the positive claim always has the burden of proof. If not, I'd like one example.
Yeah. Again, it's not quite as black and white as that.
Here we go. Not quite in black. Here we go again. Generally, it's not quite black and white. Generally, right?
But for the purposes of the conversation, in general, that is the...
Yeah, I told you. Fucking idiot. You're exposed again. He doesn't understand simple concepts and simple words. He doesn't understand what they mean or concepts. He has no critical thinking skills, nothing. Not even thinking skills, let alone critical ones. He's a moron. Look at him. Way to go, Caleb. Nice move.
So, yeah.
It's always
So, yeah.
the case. You don't have one example.
It's not quite as black and white as that. But
anyway. There we go again. Not quite as black and white as that. Same shit over and over again. We got Dickless here not doing anything about this. How many times is that? I didn't count him. It has to be 6, 7, probably more. What about in general?
What's your point?
That you're a moron. That's his point, was to show the audience that you're a fucking idiot. And it didn't take much.
You are making the positive claim that gravitational lensing is affecting interferometry.
No, it's not gravitational lensing. Remember I told you it's gravitational waves. In their paradigm, in their fuckwit fairy tale paradigm, as I said, gravitational waves or gravy waves are different than gravitational lensing. They're different manifestations from a fairy tale.
Equipment causing fringe shifts. You have the extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. You can't just say, oh, the math works out. The prediction from the people at LIGO, it is the exact same. So that proves the gravitational waves are affecting laser equipment. You haven't isolated any variables. You haven't showed that gravity waves even exist. There's so many begging the question fallacies.
They're not begging the question fallacies. They're affirming the consequent. Formological fallacies. Every single one he's done so far today is an affirming the consequent formological fallacy. Every single one.
Baked into every single sentence that you say.
Yep.
I don't think that you understand.
Oh, he doesn't. He's
Okay,
clueless.
so again, what you're doing is just dismissing the
He's not dismissing it. He's already exposed you. He didn't dismiss anything. You didn't give him anything to dismiss. You have to have something, you know, at least presented to dismiss. You didn't give anything. How can he dismiss nothing? This is just stupid. There we got Mr. D over here, Jaron, face buried in his crotch.
the scientific method, which is the thing you demanded. The scientific
There is no science here again for like, I don't know, 19th time. With LIGO or ego, there is no scientific method here whatsoever. You don't have a dependent variable, clown.
method is prediction,
No, it's not prediction, experiment. It's observe a natural phenomenon, construction of a hypothesis, which is the prediction, and then experimentation. You don't know what any of those mean. You're a pretender clown. Numpty dipshit.
experiment.
I have the
That's-
negative claim.
Right.
I have the negative claim. You have the
Positive claim.
Can't stop with that projectile diarrhea of the mouth, can you? The dumbest motherfucker in here is talking the most. That's him. He can't stop talking. And he says the same shit over and over and over again.
Has been substantiated. The
No.
positive, if gravity waves exist,
If gravity waves exist, here we go again. Here we go again. If gravity waves exist. No, it can't be if gravity waves exist. They must exist. Not if. They must exist. He's going to pull another affirming the consequent form of logical fallacy in a non sequitur. His if statement was non sequitur to his claim. Everyone follow that? If you don't, just get with me and I'll try to reason with you.
exist, this will happen.
No,
That was
No,
the
you-
positive-
no, that's not how it works.
You can't just say if gravity waves exist, this will happen. You have to prove gravity waves exist.
Exactly.
What?
Exactly. Caleb's got it. Yep, you're an idiot.
How do you
Why
prove
can't-
gravity waves exist?
Sorry about that, folks. Here we go.
hypothesis. That well, it's a hypothesis.
It's not a
Based
hypothesis. There is no hypothesis here. For the 25th time, you don't have a dependent variable in ego. Duh.
The observations of the universe and Einstein's
What the hell observations of the universe have to do with this? Nothing.
calculations. It's a hypothesis based on the mathematics.
No, there's no hypothesis based on mathematics. Never. Not in the history of natural science has that happened. It's non sequitur fallacy. You're an idiot.
Model. So we
Okay.
make a prediction.
And mathematical models don't exist. Has he shown one? He must have said it. Boy, I'll tell you what, if you had a drinking game and you got mathematical model, oh brother, you'd be at the hospital there pumping your damn stomach out.
Based on that.
Is math
Wait,
descriptive or explanatory?
Oh,
has-
we got that question again. He asked that before, didn't he? Remember, he didn't answer it. He red herring fallacy away from it. That's another good question. Let's see if he can answer it this time. Hey, Deckless, did you hear him say it again? He's not. He doesn't give it. He doesn't know where he's even at. So, is mathematics descriptive or is it explanatory? Yep. That's your ass.
Said something. His maths of relativity says that a certain
Maths don't say shit. You're a reifying reprobate retard. Another fallacy.
thing will happen, and our observations
No,
of the universe are such.
no,
and we are using
they aren't
Einstein-
such, dumbass. This isn't science. This is something you conjured in that that caper-sized piece of horse shit you got between your ears. It's at the bottom of the supermassive black hole.
mathematical model to form a hypothesis.
He keeps on saying this shit over and over and over again. You're exposed.
that says that gravity waves will exist.
It says the math set. Again, I want to see a mathematical model. I want somebody to provide a mathematical model, preferably a globetard, that demonstrates pineapples exist. I want that on my desk tomorrow. Or he needs to be straitjacketed. If you can't do that, then you need to straitjacket this numpty. This is delusional, folks.
Within the maths of relativity.
No, that's not how the scientific method.
And he said maths again. So we have maths. We have the scientific method and through. Somebody keep track of these.
Method works, dude. Oh my gosh.
It is because the hypothesis is an educated guess, right? So
no, hypothesis is not an educated guess. Nope. Incomplete. Let's see what a scientific hypothesis is, shall we? We already showed that it was a prediction. Here we already did this. A scientific hypothesis is a special kind of prediction that forecasts how the independent variable will affect the dependent variable. That's from Colorado State. Anne-Marie Helmenstein, PhD, Biomedical Sciences. A hypothesis is a prediction of the outcome of a test. It forms the basis for designing an experiment in the scientific method. From Kristen McClellan, Nature of Science and the Scientific Method, hypothesis. The hypothesis should also contain a prediction about its verifiability. For example, if the hypothesis is true, then 1 should happen when 2 is manipulated. The first blank, number 1, is the dependent variable. It depends on what you're doing in the second blank. And the second blank, number 2, is the independent variable. You manipulate it to get a reaction. There should be no other variables in the experiment that may affect the dependent variable. That's what a hypothesis is. Did you see educated guess anywhere in here, Crayon Muncher? You're a doofus.
So let's just say observation, again, is the...
Observation is not. It's observe a natural phenomena. Observation is not the first step of the scientific method. You would fail 5th grade intro to general science.
Something accelerates towards the ground on Earth at 9.8 meters per second squared, right?
Something. What about clouds? Do they accelerate towards the ground at 9.8 meters per second squared? How about gases? Do they do that? You know, they're gases created at or near the surface of Earth. Do they accelerate to the Earth at 9.8 meters per second squared? If so, where are they going? That's where they were created. You dumbass cracker. And besides, that's an effect at the very best. What's the cause?
Hypothesis of that is that mass warps space-time.
That mass warps space-time. That's his hypothesis. Can you define mass for us? Remember what I said? What has the criterion for an independent variable? Number 1, it has to exist. That means it has to be defined and exist. So it's over for you right there. Idiot. In space-time, those are concepts. You can't bend or warp non-physical concepts. It's ludicrous. You should be institutionalized.
According to the mathematical model put forward.
Here we go, another mathematical model. Don't do this in a drinking game, folks, I'm telling you.
By Einstein, right? That's my hypothesis.
That's not a scientific hypothesis. You're a moron.
Okay? And if that's
the
case, if my hypothesis is true, then the prediction is...
If my hypothesis is true, then the prediction... But the prediction, as we just seen, is the hypothesis. So you just said the same thing. It's a tautology. You fucking moron. Yeah, Caleb's laughing. I know you can't stop him because, you know, Dickless is going to get in the way and he's going to allow him to finish his thought.
There will be gravitational waves formed by the collision of...
There's going to be gravitational waves formed. Really, show that. Now we're circle jerking back, guys, to the same horseshit that he said greater than 30 fucking times.
Of large masses like black holes.
Okay, this is becoming extremely circular.
Becoming.
I agree.
Yeah,
you finally agree. He can speak. We'll do something about it. He said, I agree, and puts his head down to find his Tootsie Roll deck again. Are you a fucking moron, dude? Jaron, you fucking moron. You gotta be. I'm taking another fucking break. Oh, hey, Roger Ledwell. Get the plucking feathers. Thanks for the super chat, man. He needs a timeout. Oh, boy, guys. How long we been going for? An hour and 30 minutes. Oh. All right, Kim. Hey, thanks for hanging in there out there with the wrench and make sure, I know you're policing this up. I don't think we have too many. We got Divergent Droid in here also. So, okay. There's not too many moderators in here. So we're just going to circle jerk back and forth. I thought we were going to get out of the circle jerk with Caleb's question. He had two questions. Number one question exposed him with the positive claim and the negative claim, or the non-existent claim. And then he still diverted away from the question he asked, remember, the other day. On the other part of the video, Caleb attempted to ask it again, but dipshit Craig diverted, red herring fallacied away again. I don't know if we're ever going to get an answer to that question, whether mathematics is descriptive or explanatory. So I thought we were going to get out of that rut of the circular do-si-do, but it doesn't. It seems like we're going right back into it, guys. There's nothing I can do about it. I could fast forward through it. Let's see. When we pull it back up, let's see. If he says it again, I'll try to maybe fast forward a little bit. Because there's only so much of that shit I can put up with. What are you guys doing out there in chat? You having another discussion on a completely different topic? That happens every single time. Maybe it's a social thing, right? I should just let you guys go. And you might want to come back and rewatch the video because you're not paying any attention. Yeah, I can understand that. I guess that's a technique if you want to do it that way. All right. Let's get back here, and then we are gonna skip. If he's gonna continue down this circular reasoning, idiot do-si-do, then we're gonna do something about that. Here we go.
My hypothesis.
Same thing over and over.
Yeah, again. Let him finish the same thing. You hear him? What he said? Let him finish the same thing over and over again. From Jaron the fuckwit. I can't believe it. What kind of moderation is this? All right, we're going to skip ahead a little bit. Do that.
So Craig is saying that you can prove something exists if you make a mathematical model about it, and it matches observations pulled by monkeys. And being pulled in the circle
we're going forward, folks.
That monkeys are pulling the interferometry equipment. He's proved nothing. He's not following the scientific method as expected, for sure. I already expected you to do this exact same
The fuck are you laughing at, you dumbass? Is he summarizing? If he's summarizing, maybe we're going to move on. So I'll let it go.
thing. You're just talking a lot and talking in a sense that doesn't prove what you're claiming. You have to prove the physicality of gravitational lensing or waves affecting interferometry equipment. You've done
Gravity waves, like I said in this particular case, Caleb.
done nothing in that sort. You've just assumed, you've just begged the question, and you just making a mathematical model that is accurate does not prove gravitational lensing is affecting.
Mathematical models don't exist, Caleb. The accuracy of things that don't exist is non sequitur.
Lasers. I think the audience can decide from the things that you've said and the things that I've asked that you did not do any of that. And also,
Oh, they're calling their therapist. Or calling the paddy wagon to come and get them, the audience is. They better.
mathematical models are
Don't exist, Caleb.
not proof of anything. Math is descriptive, not explanatory.
Oh,
You must use English.
shit. He answered the question for him. Oh, Caleb. Now, I understand he red herring fallacied away a lot of times, but you don't give him the answer. Oh, man. All right, just remember that in the future. No matter how many times he it's better that you identify him red herring fallacy away and stick to that topic until he answers. Follow?
To explain anything that exists in reality. You cannot use math to definitively suggest the existence of any phenomena or claimed phenomena or physical thing in existence. You cannot use math. You must use words. So just because the math works out on the guess of the gravitational lensing affecting the lasers in no way, shape, or form substantiates the bending and warping of spacetime or gravitational lensing caused by black holes hitting each other. Let's move on to the next point.
You do realize, Caleb.
Let's move on to the next point, please. Moderator. For the love of everything sacred and holy, please. I won't call you dickless anymore.
Though that there's no such thing as scientific proof, right?
Oh my God. Number one, that is the dumbest fucking statement ever uttered by a spinning baltard. I'm going to expose you again here in a couple seconds. What does that statement have anything to do with what Caleb just said? Summarize your horseshit points. Nothing. Zero. It's just right out of the blue. So let's go ahead and let's listen to it again so we're all clear. I'll pull a J on him. So here we go.
Of space-time or gravitational lensing caused by black holes hitting each other. Let's move on to the next point.
You do realize, Caleb, though, that there's no such thing as scientific proof, right?
No such thing as scientific proof. The dumbest fucking statement ever uttered by idiot baltard. Say goodnight, Crayon Muncher. It's over for you. Like I said, you'd fail 5th grade Intro to Science. This is from courses at Lumen Learning. Biology for majors. Forming a hypothesis. Watch how many times I say prove in all these citations. When conducting scientific experiments, researchers develop hypotheses to guide experimental design. A hypothesis is a suggested explanation that is both testable and falsifiable. You must be able to test your hypothesis, and it must be possible to, what's this word say? Prove your hypothesis is true or false. I mean, duh. I mean, why would scientists employ the scientific method if they weren't attempting to prove things? Why would they be doing that? I can stop right here because it's so idiotic. I mean, you got 5th grade general science graduates doubled over in the corner, dying from tear-jerking belly laugher syndrome with that moronic statement from a baltard globetard spinning space monkey. I'm going to kill you even further. Watch this one, folks. From Genome Research, Cold Spring Harbor Laboratory. Students are taught that the proper way to do science is through the following steps. First, devise a hypothesis, and then design experiments that will prove or disprove their theory. Prove or disprove, idiot. The conscientious scientist follows this with a deliberate collection of data from these carefully crafted experiments, and the data prove or disprove the aforementioned theory, thereby placing a new stepping stone in the path through the jungle of our unknown universe. I like that. It seems obvious that this is the appropriate way of moving forward in science. Yeah, you'd think. In fact, most published papers, a hypothesis is put forth, followed by the experimental proof. Proof. Every friggin' where. In 3 sentences, 3 times. This statement right here, in fact, most published papers, the hypothesis is put forth. No, it's not. It's not. That's the way it should be. But that doesn't happen. I digress. You're finished. There, you idiot Eejit. I know that's redundant. Let's dance some more. From Anne-Marie Helmenstein, PhD, Biomedical Sciences. Listen to this, folks. A hypothesis is a tentative answer to a question. A testable hypothesis is a hypothesis that can be proved or disproved as a result of testing, data collection, or experience. That's incorrect. Only testable hypotheses can be used to conceive and perform an experiment using the scientific method. Listen to this. Requirement for testable hypotheses. In order to be considered testable, 2 criteria must be met. Number 1, it must be possible to prove that the hypothesis is true. Number 2, it must be possible to prove the hypothesis is false. Turn out the lights, baby. What a stupid statement. Let's pile on some more. Experiment from Kristen McClellan, The Nature of Science and the Scientific Method, the Geological Society of America. They could talk the talk, but they can't walk the walk. Here we go. Another death knell. Once the hypothesis has been established, it is time to test it. The process of experimentation is what sets science apart from other disciplines. We've heard that somewhere else before. It leads to discoveries every day. An experiment is designed to prove or disprove the hypothesis. This is basic, fundamental. 2nd and 3rd grade stuff. You're not even getting the 2nd and 3rd graders that are looking at the 5th graders are doubled over in the corner laughing. And finally, from Dr. Craig Venter, the geneticist of geneticists. You know, there's some things we can do in science in terms of proving certain things in life we discover. It's all over. You're finished. We could end this right now. We could have ended a long time ago. Probably in the first 5 minutes of the first presentation. But you're finished. You are finished, globetard idiot. Thank you, by the way.
You don't think that the laws of thermodynamics prove that high-pressure systems...
Ooh, wait a second there, brother. He said that science doesn't prove things, and you brought up the laws of thermodynamics. Caleb, the laws of thermodynamics are not science. They are not scientific. They are natural laws. So there goes the, see, you're adding to the cut of your jib and then you keep subtracting from it. You're not too far away, right? You need to get in touch with FED. We'll hook you up. All right? We'll tighten that shot group of yours and you'll be more deadly. I already like the cut of your jib. We got to drop that ether and electrostatics nonsense along with this. There's a couple other little things, but I like you. All right? But tighten your shot group. If he's smart, he's not going to expose you, though, so you don't have any problems.
Seek low pressure systems. Saying that science doesn't prove anything is the most illogical. Hey,
he can't fucking shut up. He can't shut up because he's the dumbest ass cracker in the room. You're finished.
I'm talking. Are you just going to talk over me? You good?
Oh yeah, that's what he does. He'll talk right through you. That's the only part in the storm that he has. What's that?
Just wanted you to be aware that in science there is no the concept of proof.
I don't believe in that.
You already said that. He's dealing with it. He's dealing with it poorly. So you interrupted him to make your dumb fuck claim again. That's what you did. This guy is so fucking stupid, folks. It's language can't encapsulate how stupid this fucking Eejit is. It can't. Unbelievable.
I think science does prove things.
No. I think science does prove things. You see, I just exposed you. You know science proves things. Natural science, scientists using the scientific method in natural science proves things. That's all they do. That's the sole mission of it. Not you think. That's another little dulling of that cut of the jib.
Science doesn't care what you believe, but there is.
Science doesn't care what you wouldn't know what science was if it climbed up your arse and started kicking footballs wrapped in Carolina Reaper lace concertina wire. That's a fact and been demonstrated over and over and over again today and the first presentation. You're an abject moron.
There is no such thing as scientific proof.
Shut the
if
fuck
you're
up.
trying to prove in science, then you're not doing science. You're doing
If you're proving stuff in science, you're not doing science. You fucking idiot.
pseudoscience.
You're doing pseudo. If you prove things in science, you're doing pseudoscience. That's really coherent. What an ass clown.
What's the definition of pseudoscience, Craig?
Something that doesn't follow.
Oh, he knows this because he's been lectured on this for 4 or 5 years, so it's not shocking that he got this.
The scientific method. There's no proof in the scientific method.
There's no proof in the scientific method, right? But I just exposed you. You dumb fuck. You're a clown. You're an ass clown. You're a booger-eating schmuck. And you're through. Thanks, by the way, again.
Surprised that you could define that. Okay, so just because
Can we get to another subject?
you assume these, let's move on to the next topic.
That's what I'm talking about. You got the same feeling I got. Is Dickless going to say something? Did he say something there?
Exhausted that same thing.
Then why didn't you step in beforehand? Why did you just agree with him and say, yeah, let's do that? Well, why didn't you? You're the moderator. Idiot.
So go
Sorry,
ahead.
what?
So let's move on to the next topic so we don't just keep going on that same thing.
That's what we've been doing for the past hour. What the fuck? Oh, my God, man. There's no hope for this Jaren idiot. That treasonous, treacherous traitor. He's not only that, he's a dumb fuck. He's an absentee landlord as a moderator. He doesn't know what moderation is. You're exposed. Gotta love. It's not hard. I just let you be you.
Whoever
Yeah.
wants to bring up the topic, go ahead.
Okay. How do you prove the Earth's in motion when relativity assumes that you can't?
How do you prove the Earth's in motion? Well, you can't do it with experiments or anything with science because he just said that science doesn't prove things, right? So how do you prove it, Craig?
Well, relativity doesn't assume that you can.
Don't say fucking science, dude. I'm telling you. Don't say science, experiment, or hypotheses or predictions or you're through.
It just assumes that particular experiments show that you can.
Ah! Ladies and gentlemen, within almost just 30 seconds, he's contradicted himself. Can you believe it? Because Caleb asked him, how can he prove? Right? Did he say Earth's rotation or orbit? Either way, it doesn't matter. Right? You're finished. You're a fucking retard. He doesn't realize what he said 30 seconds ago. It was probably less than that. He said it a number of times too. Bashing himself in the face with a spade shuffle that science doesn't prove things. And then Caleb asked him to prove it, and he's talking about fucking experiments. Unbelievable.
Okay.
Which motion are you talking about? The motion around the sun or the motion around its own axis?
Do you actually claim that we can prove that the Earth is orbiting the sun?
All observational evidence would suggest so.
Observational evidence? What's fucking observational evidence? What is that? How does it suggest? What observational evidence there, clown fuck?
What observational evidence would suggest that, Craig?
Look, he's face palming. Say that again, Craig.
Lights we put out there, all the parallax of the stars.
Okay, don't scattergun.
What he said? The satellites you put out there, out where? In a second law of thermodynamics violation. What kind of observational evidence is that? Another non sequitur. And a violation of the second law of thermodynamics.
One at a time.
You asked, so I was going to give you a list.
Just one at a time. I'll destroy each point by point. How do satellites suggest we're orbiting around the sun, Craig? That's incredible. I've never heard that. I didn't hear what you said.
Because they can see it.
The satellites can see it. Well, show. Let's see it. Support your claim, idiot. I can't wait to see this one. No pun intended.
Because they can see it. So you have a video of us orbiting around the sun from a satellite?
There's videos in space that show the Earth and the sun doing the things that we expect them to do.
What? There's that you expect them to do? What the fuck is that? So there's video. So the videos are out in space. That's what he said at first. The videos are out in space, and it shows us what they expect to do. Why would you expect them to show that? Have you ever heard of confirmation bias before? That is a really stupid statement. Why? Because you're weaky pseudoscience, devil worshiping pseudoscience priests told you so. So that's what you expect. Right? That's some stupid shit right there. Thanks for the confirmation bias too. That's an extra bonus. And where are those videos still in space, or did somebody go get them?
Where's the video?
Yep.
Well, DirecTV had a good one for 24 hours.
No, wait. DirecTV had a good one for 24 hours. Really? Are we talking about the sun or the Earth rotating around the sun? Does the Earth rotate around the sun every 24 hours? Where's this DirecTV 24-hour video at? What a moron.
If I show you a video of my girlfriend dressed up as Bigfoot running around in a forest.
Oh, that's pretty funny, but you should have asked him to show the video. You probably asked him once already. Yeah, but you should have kept on it. We need to see the video. But go ahead.
Does that prove that Bigfoot exists?
Why would you ask for the video to immediately dismiss the video?
Why didn't you give the video yet? Why didn't you give it to him? He asked for it. Why didn't you give it? Isn't that more important than his analogy? Dumb fuck. Look how stupid he is. He doesn't even realize it. You train wreck yourself with every breath.
That's very dishonest.
Oh, now it's dishonest.
Answer the question, Craig. If I show you a video, hold on, I'm talking. You're gonna. I know the start of my sentence interrupted the middle of yours.
Wait a second there, Caleb. Hey, that's one of my sayings, and you screwed it up. It's backwards. You've been listening to FED. That's not the way it goes. It's the middle of my sentence. Did the middle of my sentence interrupt the beginning of yours? So you had it backwards, but yeah, I got you. You need to listen to FED a little bit more. Get that shit straight. That's a good one.
Okay. If I show you, answer the question, just yes or no. If I show you a video of admittedly my girlfriend dressed up as Bigfoot running around in a forest, does that prove Bigfoot exists? Yes or no?
Well, no, you've just admitted it's your girlfriend, so it wouldn't prove anything.
Okay, let's say it's not my girlfriend. Does it prove Bigfoot exists? It's incredible how you just avoid answering.
Yeah, let's just say it's a video of Bigfoot. So if somebody shows you a video of Bigfoot, does that prove without a shadow of a doubt that Bigfoot exists? This isn't a difficult analogy. There, Craig the Eejit.
Answering questions directly. How about a yes or a no? If I show you a video of Bigfoot, does that prove Bigfoot exists?
No.
Okay. Yep. Good answer. So if you show us a video of the Earth revolving around the sun in 24 hours, does that prove that the Earth rotates around the sun? Of course, the answer is no. What's he going to say?
Okay, so if you show me a video of the sun or the Earth supposedly going around the sun, does that prove we orbit around the sun?
It's evidence for it.
Evidence is proof. Dipshit. Then you know that? Do we need to go over? Yeah, we might need to go over that. Where do I have that? Oh, right there. He said evidence, but evidence is proof. From Merriam-Webster, evidence, an outward sign, indication, something that furnishes proof. From Oxford Dictionaries, proof. The first word out of the gate, evidence. They're synonyms. You crayon crunching clown. Look at this one. Collins Dictionary, prove. Test by experiment. Well, remember, science doesn't prove things. What a clown. Proof synonyms. Here we go. Confirmation, evidence, validation. All proof synonyms. There, crayon crunching clown. Back to the regularly scheduled program.
Does it prove it?
Science doesn't care about proof.
Oh, God. Yep, just train wrecked himself again. That was a non sequitur to his question, by the way. Just bagok! Right? Unsolicited bagocks.
Okay, I already said I don't care if you think that we don't prove things with science. We do.
No, science doesn't have proof. There's no such thing. No matter what you say, there is no such thing as scientific proof.
Oh, really? Look at all these citations talking about science and the scientific method and proof we just went over. I'm not going to go over again. Look, prove your hypothesis is true in biology. And from genome research, how many sentences we got? 1, 2, 3 sentences, and 3 times they say prove. Experiments that will prove their theories. Experimental proof. From Anne-Marie Helmstein, PhD, Biomedical Sciences, proof is all over this. Scientific method, experiments, prove or disprove hypotheses. You must be able to prove hypotheses true, prove them false, prove everywhere. Kristen McClellan, prove or disprove with an experiment. Craig Venter, science proves. You're fucking toast, man. You're done.
Does the laws of thermodynamics, which is a science, prove that low pressure systems seek high pressure systems?
Oh, he did it again. No, that's not science. Those are natural laws. Didn't we already just do this? So we circle jerking again? The laws of thermodynamics are natural laws. They have nothing to do with science. Caleb.
Well, that's not what it says. It says that entropy is always increasing.
Entropy always increases. Is that what it says? You sure about that?
In a system
Where?
that is reversible, but
That is reversible. What? What the fuck? There are no reversible systems in nature, you dipshit douchebag. What kind of booger-eating knuckle dragger shit is that? You just made that up. Or you read that somewhere and didn't understand what you were reading. That's some stupid shit right there, Craig. That's not the second law of thermodynamics.
Oh my God.
Cite me the second law of thermodynamics, please.
Uh-oh. Caleb, he's asking you to cite it. Now, if you got your computer in front of you because he asked you to cite it, then now it's allowed. You can go on your computer and get the citation for the second law, and that's fair because he asked you for it.
Second law of thermodynamics talks about entropy, that there's dissipation or there's entropy to systems over time. That's
not what the second law of thermodynamics is. He kind of caught you there, Caleb. So if you're going to make a claim, even though your claim was incorrect about the second law in science, you still have to know what the second law is. You have to be prepared for that. You should already know it. All right? Another lesson.
You cite me the actual law.
Do I have everything memorized in my head, Craig?
No, you don't have to do that. It was your claim. Get the fuck off of there. It was your claim, Caleb, that you could go grab it. It's going to be difficult because you're in a time crunch and you could grab one that's incorrect because there's a lot out there that are incorrect, right? But you put yourself in this position. So just chalk this one up, right? Write this one down and make sure you know it the next time. If you bring up a topic as a claim, you got to know it. Don't be in his camp where he doesn't know shit. He doesn't even know his own claims.
You remember when you said that earlier? Do you expect me to just memorize all the laws of thermodynamics? Can you cite it? Cite it.
No, not all the laws of thermodynamics. Now you're doing it with a little hyperbole. Shout out to McBooger Eaters hyperbole. Yeah, he didn't ask you for that. He just asked you for the second law of thermodynamics. It's justified because you brought it up.
Cite the second law of thermodynamics, Greg.
Oh, so you're gonna have him cite it? That's a good one. Let's see if he falls for it.
It says that entropy.
He is gonna fall for it. Let's see if he gets it right. Hold on a second. He started and I stopped him. But let's pull a fiver. All right, here we go.
Cite the second law of thermodynamics, Greg.
It says that entropy will always increase in an ice system.
No, that's incorrect. Look, he's getting fat. Look, I stopped him. He's looking over at the feed. Yeah, that's not the second law of thermodynamics. There are no isolated systems in nature. Unfriggin' believable, dude. Isn't that your second definition? Didn't you say something about reversibility before? Why isn't that not in this definition? You fucking clown. That's incorrect. That's not the definition of the second law of thermodynamics.
but it has to be reversible.
There he goes again, but it has to be reversible. You're a dumb fuck. Let's expose you. This is getting easy. Where did I put that? Is it next? Yeah, here it is. So, from Chem Libre text, the second law of thermodynamics can also be stated that all spontaneous processes produce an increase in entropy of the universe. Simple as. That's what it is. Yep. No isolated systems that don't exist in nature. You're talking about a natural law and then stating that it only works in an isolated system that doesn't exist in nature. You can't make this shit up, folks. He's clueless of the second law of thermodynamics. He wouldn't know the difference between the second law of thermodynamics and a chartreuse windsock. Let's pile on. From Professor Caustic, the second law of thermodynamics is universal and valid without exceptions in closed and open systems. Good night. In equilibrium and non-equilibrium, in inanimate and inanimate systems, that is, in all space and time scales, useful energy, non-equilibrium work potential is dissipated in heat and entropy is generated. Yeah, baby. You're going down the tubes. I'm going to really screw you here. From Chem Libre text, this is the second law of thermodynamics, folks. But it's incorrect. And it has to do with reversibility. He probably read something, came across this and read it, but he didn't understand it. Let's go through it. If we put the two equations for the change in entropy of the universe together for both types of processes, we are left with the second law of thermodynamics in equation form. Here it is. The change in entropy of the universe equals the change in entropy of the system plus the change in entropy of the surroundings is greater than 0. You see this sign, this equal sign? That's where it's incorrect. Somebody needs to take that out of there because they're incorrect. They tell you down here. This is where the change in entropy of the universe equals 0 for a truly reversible process. There are no reversible processes in nature. They're going to tell you that here in a second. And then Einstein is going to jack this shit yard. And is greater than 0 for an irreversible process. Listen up. In reality, however, truly reversible processes never happen. Or it will take an infinitely long time to happen. No, that's incorrect. Infinity doesn't exist. It'll never fucking happen. So it is safe to say, I would venture to guess, all thermodynamic processes we encounter every day are fucking reversible in the direction they occur. Say goodnight, pretender clown fraud. Craig the Eejit. You're finished. Now I'm going to jack you yard. I'm going to jack it all yard. You ready? Lincoln Barnett, The Universe and Dr. Einstein, 1957. The universe is thus progressing toward an ultimate heat death, or, as it is technically defined, a condition of maximum entropy. And there is no way of avoiding this destiny. For the fateful principle known as the second law of thermodynamics, which stands today as virtually the only pillar of classical physics, it's not classical physics, by the way, but I digress, left intact by the march of science, proclaims, listen up, that the fundamental processes of nature are irreversible. Nature moves only one way, baby. Game, set, fucking match. Like I said, you wouldn't know the difference between the second law of thermodynamics and a chartreuse windsock. Thank you, by the way. Please keep opening up that incoherent blowhole of yours. We love it.
That's what it says.
That's what it doesn't say.
Reversible.
That we know is the entire universe. There is no other isolated systems.
Then why did you claim it? You just contradicted yourself then. You said it only works in isolated systems before. So another contradiction, dumb fuck. He probably, I didn't see whether he was fed or not. Somebody probably said something to him over here. Or he got some information on it. You're a piece of shit, man. Stone cold. Piece of shit.
How do we have a low pressure system next to a high pressure system like our atmosphere?
Ooh, no. Atmosphere is a contradiction in terms, Caleb. You see, atmo means air. Air is a gas. Sphere is a shape. Gases have no shape whatsoever. No inherent shape, sir. So their atmosphere, I know that it's been part of our language and you've been indoctrinated with this. Just mark this down and never do it again. All right? Now, when they say atmosphere, you bust them. All right?
Adjacent to each other without a container.
Yeah, this high pressure, low pressure thing, you could probably worded that differently because that's not really what's happening. In general, yes, but no. You're going to have to go about that a little differently. You see, they have a fairy tale vacuum directly adjacent to a pressurized system without a physical barrier. That's a second law of thermodynamics violation. So you'd probably go better in that route, or more or less show gas pressure without a container. Simply that. Cool. Good.
We don't. That's a straw man.
What's a straw man? High pressure. Yeah, you know what? He might be right. In the way you stated the question, he could be right. All right, this is just a lesson. Remember that, Caleb.
We don't.
No, we don't.
What's happening then?
We have a gradient of pressure.
That's the gradients is not the question. He didn't ask the question appropriately. How do you have gas pressure without a container is the question. You know it. You've heard it thousands of times. Appealing to gas pressure gradients or delta X is a red herring fallacy to the subject at hand. Because X, gas pressure, comes before delta X, gas pressure gradients. So the question is, how do you have gas pressure without a container? Hopefully he brings that up. Hopefully.
That's it. There is more difference in pressure between the base and the summit of Everest than
who cares? That doesn't help you.
there is the summit of Everest and the Kármán line.
Who gives a shit? Who cares? Where'd you get the pressure in the first place? Not delta X, X. Get him, Caleb.
There's no immediate evacuation of the
get him
high pressure to the low pressure. It just isn't happening. But there is categorically, in reality, a gradient of pressure that is.
Who cares? That's delta X. We want to know how you get X without a container.
It's been measured.
X is gas pressure because gas pressure most assuredly comes before gas pressure gradients, baby.
Can you show me a gradient of pressure of a pressurized system of gases and air without a container, Craig?
Oh, he got you. Yep. Now he's got it. Now he's on it. Yep. Well, you shouldn't ask gas pressure gradients, but that's all right. I'll let you go. Show gas pressure gradients without a container. In other words, douchebag.
One example of that?
Yep, one example.
I've never said there's no container.
You never said there was. So you think there's a container. All right, Caleb, you got him.
So you think there's a container to the Earth's atmosphere?
Well, everything is contained within the universe, and gravity specifically contains the Earth's atmosphere.
But God, gravity. Now gravity is a container. I don't think that's in the official definition. Can you post a citation showing gravity as a container? And you don't know the boundary conditions of the universe. That was a red herring fallacy. We're not talking about the universe. We're talking about gas pressure and obviously gas pressure gradients that they brought up here on Earth, not the universe. So focus, right? So we need a citation. First of all, we need to know what in the hell is gravity, number one. Number two, you need to provide citation and then a demonstration of how gravity is a physical container. Good luck with that. You'd have better luck sprouting broccoli from your armpits. Clown.
That's fair.
Is gravity a physical thing?
Yeah. There you go.
Gravity is something that can be measured.
No, that's not his question. You can't measure gravity. What's gravity? You can't measure it, and that's not his question. He asked you if gravity was physical. Pay attention.
Okay, I'll ask again. I don't know how you didn't answer. Is gravity a
Well, because he's fucking clueless. He knows his ass is in a sling because he's been fed.
physical thing? Yes or no, Craig?
Gravity creates a physical.
I don't think he knows yes or no question, close-ended questions. He's unfamiliar with that. Yes or no, and he didn't say yes or no. Because he's a dumb fuck. Idiot baltard.
Force.
Gravity is not a force, you dumb fuck. And gravity doesn't exist, by the way. Gravity has been proven not a force over 108 years ago. See Einstein. Idiot.
It's not a force due to the general theory of relativity. It's no longer a
Exactly. Good job, Caleb. You're on that.
force, Craig. You didn't know that?
Creates a force. I didn't say gravity.
Gravity doesn't create a force. Gravity doesn't exist, and it can't create a thing. You saying gravity creates a force. What's the force called? Let me guess. Gravity, right? You fucking clown.
Creates a force.
Listen to him.
And just so you're aware.
Just so you're aware, you're an ass clown. Just so you're aware. And everyone that watches this video, there will be beyond a shadow of a doubt that you're an asshat ass clown. You're a degenerate, reprobate retard. That's it. Demonstrated over and over and over again today and Thursday. Last
what
Thursday.
Einstein and Newton say are actually
Einstein and Newton. Newton was debunked by Einstein over 108 years ago. Why are you bringing up Newton?
the same thing. In fact, if you take
No. Newton and Einstein aren't the same fucking thing, you moron. No. You see, Newtonian, let me rephrase this. It's actually Reverend John Michel, Cavendish, and C.V. Boy's gravity has nothing whatsoever to do with Einstein's general relativity. They're not even in the same geometry, you moron. That's the least of your problems. So that statement is just a baseless assertion. You're a fucking idiot.
take Einstein's tensor,
You wouldn't know the difference between a tensor and a hula hoop. He's face palming because you're an asshat, jackass. You're a jerkbait. That's what you are, idiot.
you can mathematically break them down to Newton's law of universal gravity.
Oh, really? That's not Newton's universal law of gravity, and there ain't no breaking down. Listen, folks, they've been saying this horse shit for about 6 years now. Every single one of them that said that, we fucking put their feet to the fire and have them put the equations up and show us how they are or Newton's equations. You can derive Newton's equations from Einstein's general relativity. Number one, it's an abject train wreck, because if that were the case, and it's non sequitur from the Black Lagoon. However, if that were the case, if you could derive Newton's equations from the field equations of general relativity, then the field equations from general relativity would debunk special relativity. Yeah, yes, they would. Let's go there. Is that next? Yeah, let's go through this whole thing. So, he said more or less Newton and Einstein are just basically saying the same thing, right? Remember that. So, from his alma mater wiki, Newton's classical mechanics were superseded. Go and make sure you look up that word. In the early 20th century, when Albert Einstein developed the special and general theory of relativity. It's all over right there from your alma mater. But I'm not going to stop there. From ScienceAlert.com, the mathematical equations of Einstein's general theory of relativity, tested time and time again, yeah, sure, are currently the most accurate way to predict gravitational interactions, replacing those developed by Newton several centuries prior. From Douglas Klein, professor of physics, via PhysLibreText, Newton's two crowning achievements, the laws of motion and the laws of gravitation that had reigned supreme since published in the Principia in 1687 were toppled from the throne by Einstein. It's all over. From Nature.com, the most prestigious quote-unquote science journal in the entire friggin' world. In 1916, Albert Einstein published his general theory of relativity in full mathematical detail. That's how you know it's not a scientific theory, but I digress. That opened the window on a radically new framework for physics, abolishing established notions of space and time and replacing Newton's formulation of the laws of gravity. And the hammer. From Andrea Ghez, UCLA professor of physics and astronomy. Einstein's right, at least for now, said Ghez, a co-lead author of the research. We can absolutely rule out Newton's law of gravity. Kablooey, sunshine. And your second fuckwit point, remember that? Remember you can derive Newton's universal law of gravitation, which they don't know. I've asked spinning space monkeys for the past 8 years, a whole shitload of them, what is the universal law of gravitation? And they put down the wrong equation. They don't even know it, if you can believe it. But I digress. Remember when he said that they can derive Newton's universal law of gravitation equation, which they don't know of, from Einstein's field equations? Remember that? Listen to this. Because Isaac Newton's law of gravity served so well in explaining the behavior of the solar system. Oh, I'm sorry. This is Britannica.com. I'll start over as you were. Because Isaac Newton's law of gravity served so well in explaining the behavior of the solar system, the question arises why it was necessary to develop a new theory of gravity. The answer is that Newton's theory violates special relativity. I told you, man. How many times I gotta tell you guys? For it requires an unspecified action at a distance through which any two objects such as the sun and the earth instantaneously pull each other, no matter how far apart. However, instantaneous response would require gravitational interaction to propagate at an infinite speed, which is precluded by special relativity, baby. Game, set, fucking match. This is a circle jerk, a reverse stuffed circle jerk, full on. Shove a stick of dynamite up your ass and sit down on a bonfire by every single spinning space monkey that makes this claim. Shows their absolute ignorance. Let's cherry on top it. Professor John Norton, Department of History and Philosophy of Science, University of Pittsburgh. Newton's celebrated theory of gravitation presumed instantaneous action at a distance. It's not going to go well for you after this. The sun now exerts a gravitational force on the earth, now with a magnitude set by Newton's inverse square law. The key part was the now. You see, if the sun were to move slightly, the resulting alteration in the force, now gravity is a force back then, it exerts on the earth would be felt by us instantaneously, according to Newtonian theory. That means that Newton's theory, Newton never established a scientific theory in his life, but it's don't worry about that. We'll get back to that. That means that Newton's theory depends on a notion of absolute simultaneity. A change there is felt here at the same moment. However, Einstein's 1905 theory, that's the special theory of relativity, by the way, had banished absolute simultaneity from physics. Turn out the lights, baby. It's all over. That's it. You're finished. And it's a finish for the day. It's 2.5 hours. And that will be just about it. How you like me now? Yeah, I like to end on that because that's gonna grow some hair on people's backs. Yes, sir. Thanks for super chat. Honestly, the shirt is a little tight. You mean fight the tight shirt? Or fight the fat Eejit? FTFE? Same thing. Kim Hopkins, Jaren's buffering. Yeah, that's too funny. Yeah. Yeah, we ain't gonna destroy Einstein just yet. We'll get there. I don't know if we're gonna get there. Here, today. We're definitely not gonna get today. Through the presentation, I haven't listened to all of it yet, to be honest with you. So I don't know if we'll get that far. So we'll just leave that up in the air for right now. Just see my last 56 presentations on gravity where I deal Einstein a death blow in every single one. What's up, Creation Bear? Cool. Yeah, cool. Glad to have you. Welcome aboard. All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up. Like I said, 2.5 hours. Yeah, I'm a mite peckish. I'm starting to get a tad bit hungry. All right, let's get my act together here. We'll just outro it out. So, hey, be careful out there. Next Tuesday, QE Live, we should have Adam back, and I think it'll be Time Bandits. As for the continuation of this, we're definitely going to do it. I just don't know when. All right, so just keep your ear to the grindstone, like I said, and you'll know. You'll get the notification. If you don't get the notification, somebody's going to tell you. All right, or just go in. All you have to do is go to my playlist and go under the treatments, and this will be in there. All of them are in there. All right, guys. Be cool. Have a great rest of your weekend. QE out.